What if I told you that you have more time than you think? I know what life is like. It gets busy, like crazy busy, right? Like if you're full-time and you're a parent, you absolutely have no time whatsoever. But I think you actually have more time than you think. I have all sorts of goals and all sorts of things that I want to do, but it seems like there's no time to do it. Not only time, but capacity. Like by the end of the day, we're just exhausted and I'm like, I can't work on important projects when I am dead tired. Think about it like this. And I heard Joe Rogan say this once, and he said this. He said, think about a teenager who's got a 100 gigabyte hard drive and he's using maybe only about 100 megs. All right, whereas when you grow older, you're sitting at like 800, 900. That's a bit of a paraphrase, but the idea is that as we get older, we tend to busy ourselves with a lot more. Sometimes we glorify the word busy because we think if we're busy doing things, then that will reflect to other people and they'll see, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're working so hard. But busyness is a quick road to burnout. And in reality, many of us, if you're like me, you have things that you want to do, things that you know that you should be investing your time in. Well, in this video, I just want to give you 3 quick things for you to think about. And there's a bunch of questions here, and maybe you need to write them down. But these are going to help you process and think about some of the things in your life that maybe you can shift around. And so there are 3 audits that I want you to do. I know I hate the word audit. It sounds too official for me. But there are 3 maybe things, reflections, I don't know, whatever you want to call them, 3 areas that we can look at to help us adjust our lives to make time for what matters most. Because it's not just about finding the right time and forging time, all right? It's about who we are going to be or who we need to be in order for us to actually do what matters most. If we're naturally a busy person, it might be difficult for us to find the time and to actually sit down and do some of the work. And there are 3 questions that I want you to think about, all right? The first one is a self-awareness review, okay? Just review yourself. Like let's get an idea. What are some of the things that you've wanted to do in the past that you just felt like you're too exhausted to do, you're too busy to do? What has actually stopped you in the past from doing those things? Is it you're just too tired? Is it you just can't get around to it? What actually is it? Next is a quick habit assessment to say, what are some of the habits, maybe some of the bad habits that I have in my life that could prevent me from doing what I want to do or doing what matters most. Maybe you sleep in too much, or you don't eat healthy, or I don't know, it could be a bunch of different things. We develop all sorts of bad habits, all right? What are some bad habits that you could replace with good habits that actually promote your ability to do what matters most? And then I want you to fast forward. Let's say you're doing what matters most on a more regular basis. You're doing what you absolutely love to do. You're working on a project or a goal you've had for so long. You're spending more time with your kids, like quality time. And your ability to be present in the thing that you love is so much greater. How does that feel? Like, put yourself in future you's shoes. What does it feel like to win? What does it feel like to have what you want? And who's affected by that? How is it affecting your family dynamics? You know, for me, I remember when I created more time just to be present with my family, they're just like, man, this is great. He's not thinking about work. He's not thinking about cleaning things. He's not thinking about all these other projects, but he's actually here. So what does it look like for you in the future when you've established that moment, that time to do what matters most? The next thing is just to do an energy audit. You know, we have only so much energy in the day, and so it's only natural to start thinking about What are the things that take the most energy away? For me, as an introvert, I'm okay being around people for certain amounts of times, but eventually I hit a wall and then nothing else matters. Okay, I just need to get out. All right. So there are all sorts of times where I find myself needing to re-energize. But for me, when I wake up in the morning, I feel like I have a lot more energy, and then over the course of the day, it just kind of fades away. So what are you giving energy to that is sapping your energy away? What are some non-important things that you just necessarily don't need to do, but you do anyways? Another example is, when are you doom scrolling on YouTube or Reddit or TikTok, sitting in your office wishing you were someone else or somebody somewhere else, and you're just watching video after video after video after video, and by the end of it, you're just like, man, I just wasted like an hour just looking at videos. I was so pointless. It's these really small things that steal the energy that we need most away from us. And when in the day do you feel most tired, most energized? One of the things that we need to remember is that it takes energy to do what matters most, right? We want to have high energy, and we don't want to be investing in the things that we love with low energy. It just doesn't make sense. And so we want to figure out where we have high amounts of energy in order for us to be more present in that thing. And lastly, it's reviewing our time. Where is our time going? Are we waking up and just doing whatever we want through the day without really thinking about it? That's a quick way to burn out if we're really, really busy. What are the things that we are giving the most time to? For example, are you just waking up and immediately going on your phone, watching Netflix all day when you know you have a project due? Are you just wasting time, not thinking about where your time is going? So the question to think about then is, what can you do to release the things out of your grasp that bog you down and take the things that actually matter, right? Maybe it's exercise, and you need to replace doom scrolling with exercising. Or maybe it's you're watching Netflix, but you need to be taking that course online. What is the thing that you are in need of releasing of in order to do more of what matters most to you and progress? All right, what are you giving your time to? So these are things that we can do to adjust and make room for what matters most, because realistically we all have goals, we all have things that we want to accomplish, but it starts by taking a look at our time, what we're giving our energy to, and to make sure that we know what we really want to do in this life. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you could, click subscribe and toss this video a like. It really, really helps. And my goal with this channel is to help you increase your capacity in life to do more of what matters most.